What are the 10 best cars in Forza Horizon 5? Well, I'm about to show you. First on this list is the Hennessey Venom F5. This car was released with the Hot Wheels update. And don't worry, this isn't the only car from this update. So if you really enjoyed the cars in the new update, stay tuned till the end of the video. And it is extremely fast and great for racing. Now this is what I meant when I said it was fast. 303 miles an hour. I think that might be the fastest car in the game, but unlike many of the other fast cars, this one's actually good at racing too. If you want to own this car, then you can actually do it quite easily. So what you need to do is complete the first 4 chapters of the Hot Wheels story. Then when you reach Legend rank, you want to go in here and complete the fresh orange routes. Once you completed that, you will get the Venom F5 for free. Now let's move on to the second car, but before we do that, please make sure you've subscribed. It really means the world to me seeing this community grow, and it takes you 2 seconds to do, so please do it. Number 2 on the list is the electric Mustang. This car doesn't really look like the typical Mustang, but I promise you it is a great car. I think it is one of the greatest cars for rally racing, maybe not for street racing because it isn't very fast, but on dirt it is extremely good. Also, when stationary in this car, you can choose between an all-wheel drive and a rear-wheel drive. For driving off-road, I would recommend the all-wheel drive setting, since it has way better grip and accelerates much faster. The rear-wheel drive is slightly better on the road though, so you can use both. Moving on to the third car that is a bit faster, the Buagtti Supersport. This car is both great on a drag strip and in a race. The acceleration is unmatched, and the top speed is amazing for a car that is 30 years old. And other than that, this car just looks amazing. If you're interested in getting the same setups on the cars as me, then go into the description where they'll all be linked. And since you've watched this far into the video, you might as well drop a like once you're down there. Anyways, let's move on to the next car. The fourth car on the list is the Brabham, and it came out with the Hot Wheels update. This car has a pretty decent speed, but where it is best is in racing. Recently I've been using it a lot when doing street races because of its handling. It is so good at turning corners that you sometimes have to be careful not to turn too much. So that's the only bad thing about it, I would say. You have to get used to it a little bit. It has pretty decent acceleration and top speed, but you know, there are better cars in its category. But what really makes it win over the others is how good it is at turning corners. And you can actually get this car quite easily. All you gotta do is go into Hot Wheels and complete the elite rank. Then in here you want to complete the double triple. Once you get that, you will unlock the car for free. So it is quite easy to get, and it is really good. The fifth car is the Koenigsegg CCGT. If I had to be honest, I would say this is probably the second best car on this entire list. But don't worry, we'll get to the best a bit later. Now let me show you why this is so good. First of all, I think it looks pretty nice. It looks like it can drive fast, which it certainly can. Just look at that top speed, 265 miles an hour. You know, normally cars are either fast or good at racing, but this one is both. Just look how I'm taking these corners well over 200 miles an hour. But I think I might have another car that is a bit better than this one. But first we gotta move on to the sixth car, which is the Subaru WRX. This car is one of the best rally cars I've ever driven. If you thought the Mustang E was good, just wait till you see this one, because this one is way better. And this car isn't just good for rally racing. In my opinion, it also sounds really nice. And it doesn't look bad either. But there is a slight downside. It is a bit expensive. You can get it for 1.4 million on the auction house. But I definitely think it's worth the money. So if you have 1.4 mil, you definitely need to get it. The seventh car on the list is the Ferrari 488. Not only is this car fast and good at accelerating, it's also great for drifting, which comes as quite a surprise as most supercars aren't really built for drifting. But this one is. Though I would recommend probably switching between setup files when doing drifting and racing. Unless you just really like sliding around the corners in a race. So if you want to get yourself a car that's good at everything, I'd recommend the Ferrari 488. It only costs 200,000 credits on the auction house, so I really don't see a reason not to buy it. Number 8 on the list is the Nio EP9. This is an electric hypercar. This car is extremely fast, and it also doesn't make any sound since it's electric, which means when you're gapping the other drivers, they won't even hear you coming. The acceleration and handling in this car is really good. The top speed isn't very fast, only at 193 miles an hour, but it only takes a couple of seconds to actually get there. So not very good for long drag races, but very good for regular street races. And also I just think that this car looks so clean, it just looks so futuristic. So yeah, great car, great speed, but a little bit expensive on the auction house, but I would say it's worth it. So if you have 2.1 mil, definitely go get it. And now for what you've all been waiting for, the brand new Hot Wheels Spare to the Blade car. This is one of the most popular cars that came out with the new update, and rightfully so. I think it looks really cool, but not only that, it's actually really good too. With the top speed of 196 miles an hour, it's not actually that fast. The handling, however, is incredible. This car can turn almost any corner at top speed. And no matter how hard you turn the wheel, I don't even think it would be possible to make the wheel spin. This car's awful for drifting, but incredible for street racing. You should never have to hit the brakes. Also, the car just looks so cool, and in my opinion this is the greatest car to come from the Hot Wheels update. And surprisingly, it's quite easy to get. All you need to do is reach expert rank in the Hot Wheels, and then on the last mission you get the car. It is such a great car, and I've been using it a lot for street racing recently. The last car on the list is the Zenvo TSR, and I personally think that this is the greatest car in the game at the moment. It's both fast, it's got good handling, and it looks great. It's just an overall good car, and it has a top speed of 270 miles an hour. What I personally like about the car is the way it looks, you know, the wing on the back is moving when you're moving, and also the sound of the car is very unique. I haven't heard it on any other cars in the game. So if you have 700k credits, you should definitely go get this car right now, since it is one of the best cars in the game and my personal favorite. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.